Ultra wealthy buyers don't fight over one zip code in Minneapolis. They actually split between two completely different worlds. In this video, I'm breaking down the inner city lakeside mansions, the country club suburbs, and the West Metro estates where homes hit 14 million. Stick around because the hidden gem suburb at the end is where the real competition happens. All right, let's start with the neighborhoods right around the chain of lakes. This is where you get that perfect mix of old school architecture, you're right on the water, and you're still just a few minutes from downtown. The chain of lakes includes Lake of the Isles, Makaska, Lake Harriet, Brownie Lake, and Cedar Lake. And that's what's cool about this. It's basically like having a country club amenity without paying the dues. You've got sailing, tons of walking and biking paths, sunset views, and that whole winter lake thing that makes Minneapolis special. That's incredible, but wait until I tell you about the West Metro estates in a moment, where Lake Minnetonka properties are totally different. But for now, let's talk about our first neighborhood, Kenwood. This sits right around Lake of the Isles, and it's often called the single wealthiest neighborhood in Minneapolis by median income and luxury listings. When you drive through here, you get it right away. I mean, these are trophy homes on quiet streets with tons of trees. You've got immediate lake access, and the vibe is very much old money meets modern luxury. Right next to that, you've got Lowry Hill and the Mount Curve area. And this is another super high-end spot with historic mansions that have been some of the city's most expensive areas for decades. The feel here is really established wealth, where you've got those big homes with details you just don't see in new construction, and you're close to downtown for the Guthrie Theater, Walker Art Center, and the whole Minneapolis art scene without giving up that quiet neighborhood feel. Now, if you want that same lakeside thing, but with more of a walkable community vibe, you're looking at areas like Cedar Isles, Dean, East Isles, and other parts around the chain of lakes. And then there's Linden Hills, Fulton, Lyndhurst, and surrounding southwest neighborhoods near Lake Harriet and Minnehaha Creek. And these areas have very high household incomes and home values. And it's what I call the walk to coffee, stroller, and dog sunset at the lake version of luxury living. Look at Linden Hills. It has that small town feel, but you're still in the city. You've got local shops, great restaurants, and you're right on Lake Harriet. And the homes here are 1920s through 1950s character homes that people have kept up really well and updated. They're selling in the 700s to 800s lately, and competition is super intense because people want that city address without leaving Minneapolis. So these close-in neighborhoods give you that historic feel with immediate lake access, but you're working with places where there's not a lot for sale, and buyers who miss out usually wait years for another chance. Which brings up the question of where else wealthy buyers look when they can't get into the city. Quick note, before we dive deeper, if you're seriously thinking about one of these ultra-wealthy neighborhoods, I work with luxury buyers in the Twin Cities every day and can walk you through what's actually available right now. All of my contact information is in the description below. All right, back to the video. So country club memberships around here cost like $50,000 to $100,000 just to join. But what if the neighborhood itself had that same feel without the dues? That's what you get in places like Edina, which has always been the classic move for buyers who want that polished suburban feel but still need quick access to Minneapolis. You've got the #3 school district in the state with an A+ rating. You've got Southdale Center, which was actually the first fully enclosed climate-controlled shopping mall in the country back in 1956. And you've got neighborhoods like Country Club, Arden Park, and the Minnehaha area that are always some of the most expensive in the metro. And homes in Edina usually run high 500s to low 1 million plus, depending on where you are. An Edina address just means established wealth. It's one of those places where people get the value of the schools, the location, and the whole prestige thing, and it's what other suburbs get compared to. But here's where it gets really interesting. There's another suburb most people don't know about unless they're already shopping for luxury real estate, and that's Mendota Heights, which is what I call a hidden gem in the whole metro. It's this wealthy, low-density suburb just south of the river, and if you know about it, it's super desirable. But if you don't, you probably drive right past it without realizing what's there. I'm currently working with some buyers trying to get into Mendota Heights, and they're all cash buyers. They want a nice house, but they're not trying to go completely crazy and pay like $60,000 or $70,000 over. The last house they really liked was on the Mendota Country Club, which is a private golf course, and we went $40,000 over and they still lost. So that's what's happening in Mendota Heights right now. People really want to live there. Even with all of the right stuff and a strong offer, you might not be able to get in, because when homes come up there, everybody who knows about it goes after those houses, and there's just not much available. Now they're looking at other areas like Woodbury or Eagan, which they're fine with, but Mendota Heights would still be their number one if they could pick. And that whole scarcity thing happens across all these high-end suburbs. There are also parts of Minnetonka and Eden Prairie with gated or golf course communities that attract ultra-wealthy buyers like Bear Path, which is a super exclusive gated community built around a championship golf course designed by Jack Nicklaus. And these areas offer that private resort-style living while still being close to the city. So the prestige suburbs aren't just about looking good and being convenient, they're about how tight inventory is and how much harder the competition gets every year. And that gets even more intense now that we're heading west into real estate country. All right, picture this. You're pulling into your property through a private gate and your closest neighbor is like 200 yards away across open land. That's not some fantasy, but just a Tuesday morning in Orono or Medina. And it's the lifestyle change that explains why wealthy buyers head west. The big thing out here, quite literally, is Lake Minnetonka. It's around 14,000 acres with about 125 miles of shoreline, and the wealthy towns around it are Wayzata, Minnetonka, Minnetonka Beach, and Excelsior. And this is where the whole vibe shifts from neighborhood luxury to your own private compound. Let's start with Wayzata, because this is the top address in the metro. Wayzata sits right on Lake Minnetonka, and you've got that cute downtown with limited homes available. And this is where you'll find the #1 rated school district in Minnesota with an A+ rating for the 3rd year in a row. So it's not just about lake views, it's the whole package. Homes in Wayzata usually go for $2 million plus for lakefront stuff. And when you're in Wayzata, you're in that exclusive lake culture. You've got marinas, lake views, and tons of CEOs and top executives who want that resort feel, but still need to stay connected to Minneapolis. But in just a minute, I'll show you exactly which pro athletes and famous people picked these lake towns and why their choices show something important about privacy versus prestige. Now, if you want even more space and that true estate vibe, you're looking at Orono or Medina. And from what I see in the market, this is where the really wealthy people go, because you're getting big land, you've got multi-million-dollar homes, and it feels way more private and spread out. In Orono right now, I can pull up listings and see homes at $5 million, $6 million, even $9 million. And they've got tons of land. If you go even further west and a little north, like up into Medina, which is right above Long Lake, you're seeing the same thing. Big estates, big properties with acreage and multi-million-dollar homes that feel like you're in your own world. The lifestyle out here is different, since you're not walking to coffee shops or having that urban neighborhood feel. You're driving onto your property through a private drive, and you've got space for outdoor stuff. All that, and you're still only about 30 to 40 minutes from downtown Minneapolis, depending on traffic. So you get that distance from the city, but you're still connected. Now, there's one more spot out here I need to mention, and that's Minnetonka Beach. And I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about it because I haven't spent as much time there. I just know they're very private. It's been ranked as the richest city in Minnesota by income. So Minnetonka Beach is definitely one of those small city lakefront ultra premium places where if you're shopping in that range, you're looking at properties that are truly top tier. So this West Metro estate living is one extreme of the wealthy side, but there's still one more area that brings old money vibes to the east side, and it's got a totally different character than anything we've covered so far. All right, so there are a few more ultra wealthy areas I want to mention that don't always make the headlines, but are absolutely worth knowing about. First up, the Minnesota governor's residence is at 1006 Summit Avenue in St. Paul, surrounded by mansions that are older than most Minneapolis neighborhoods. And that official address tells you everything about Summit's status. Summit Avenue is a 4.5-mile boulevard with the longest preserved stretch of Victorian homes in the country. You've got F. Scott Fitzgerald birthplace, you've got huge Gilded Age mansions, and the whole street has tons of older houses that are super well maintained. You're looking at $1 million plus, multi-million-dollar homes in some cases, but it's probably not quite as expensive as the Lake Minnetonka towns like Wayzata or Orono. That said, if you want to be close to St. Paul, you want that historic home character, and you want the best spot on the east side, Summit Avenue is where you'd go. And it's definitely got that old money, established wealth vibe for buyers who care more about being near government and culture than having lake access. Now, heading north of St. Paul, you've got North Oaks, which is a privately governed community known for high-end homes and restricted access. And this place is really unique because it's not like your typical suburb. It's got private roads, you need a pass to get in, and the whole community is designed around privacy and exclusivity. So if that's what you're looking for, North Oaks is definitely on the list. And then there are two tiny, very affluent cities with large lot estates and some of the highest incomes in Minnesota. And those are Delwood and Sunfish Lake. Both of those places are super small, very exclusive. They've got huge properties, tons of land, and they're consistently ranked among the wealthiest areas in the state. So if you want the ultra-private estate living close to St. Paul, these are the spots to know about. So that covers the honorable mentions. But wealth always makes people curious about celebrities, which brings us to the question everyone wants answered. So Princess Paisley Park is actually selling tour tickets right now, which means you can literally go visit Minnesota's most famous landmark, and that matters because it connects the ultra-wealthy lifestyle to actual cultural history. Princess Paisley Park is in Chanhassen, which is out west, and it becomes the place where people come to celebrate his music and his impact on the state. And it's one of those rare celebrity properties you can actually visit instead of just driving past. Beyond that, you've got pro football players living here like Justin Jefferson, who's a popular Minnesota Vikings wide receiver. He used to live in Eagan, and now he lives in Minnetonka somewhere. I think he bought a house right on the lake actually. So you're gonna see athletes pick these same lake towns because of the privacy and the lifestyle. And these athletes' purchases show how the lake estates appeal to newer money while the historic neighborhoods attract more established wealth. So Minneapolis ultra wealthy living is about matching what you care about to the neighborhood that delivers it. If you're ready to look at luxury properties in these super competitive neighborhoods and want someone who knows exactly how to position your offer to win, email me today and let's start talking. I'll show you what's actually out there right now and what it takes to compete at this level. I've linked my breakdown of the best and worst suburbs of Minneapolis, and it's the perfect follow-up to this because I rank every major suburb in the area. Check it out so you can see how the entire metro stacks up and find the right fit for your lifestyle. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.